before we get into the England stuff, congratulations on your young man.
Yes, under 17
Thank you.
debut. Forgive me, is it
Yeah.
Regan or Reagan?
Regan.
Wow, amazing. What a lovely moment for you all to sort of cherish, and hopefully this is just the start of something for him as well. Tell us then, when you seeing what your son is achieving, he's a centre forward as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Winger.
He's a winger.
That's a striker now, you know that.
I've got two playing.
They don't make strikers like
he's
you
got
anymore.
he's got the stature to be a striker if he wants to, but he prefers to play on the wing, and his older brother plays either number 9 or number 8.
See, that's it. We were talking about this earlier on, the versatility that players, it feels like, have to have these days. It's not just necessarily one position that they'll play.
I think because from a very young age, they've been at City for now 15 years. And from a very young age, they moved them around to different positions. So he's played centre back. I'm talking about the centre forward here. He played centre back, right back, central midfield, wing, and obviously they knew he was probably going to be a forward, but they made him make sure he played in several different positions. One, because it's just a different perception when you're actually on the pitch. So you see a different picture. Yeah. So when you're actually in them different positions, you understand it a little bit better. And then 2, it's just getting an understanding of football itself. So now you just put them in a position and they're fine with it.
You know, now we was having a conversation earlier because one of the writers in The Sun said that the number 9 is dying. What's your take on that?
I don't think it's dying. The thing with football, nothing will die. It will just come back round in circles. I went to Thailand with Leicester, and in the owners' building, there's a little museum about Leicester. And Leicester played in 1960. I can't remember what 60 something against Stoke, and the formation was something like the formations they're playing now, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is a new formation." They were doing it in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it'll always come back round, and I think there will be a need for a number 9 very, very soon, and people will be crying out for it. You got to remember when I was playing, there was a need for ball playing centre backs. We had real tough centre backs. We had centre backs that would 2-foot you from behind. So. And then we changed. We need more that can play on the ball. And then we brought that in. Now we're saying, we need people that can actually defend now. Yeah. So it will all come back round. And when we see these kids who go wholehearted into tackles, we're like, wow, this is great. It's because we haven't seen it for so long, and it will just keep coming back round until we found a happy medium.
Well, talking of traditional number 9s, that's what Harry Kane is. He's going to be having his 100th cap for England tonight at Wembley. We've been having this debate about his status and whether you deem him as a legend or is he just a great. You might even argue a great and legend the same. You never know. I mean, where do you stand on Harry Kane as a striker and how great he is?
Well, the thing is, when you're putting in them numbers, you're throwing yourself in the mix with them. People will say that, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Well, he never said that he does this. What he does is he scores you goals. He'll get you goals if you supply him with the actual ammunition. He's not Thierry Henry who'll get the ball in his own half and dribble 3-4 players and finish the ball. No, he's not that. What he is, he's very sharp, and when he gets his shot off, 10 times out of 10, he'll hit the target. 9 times out of 10, he'll score you a goal. So he's that, and you've got to remember that sometimes. And I think we like to put people into these brackets and say, yeah, well, he didn't do that. He never proclaimed to be that. He's a goal-scoring number 9 who likes to actually get on the ball, probably more than his managers would want him to get on, because again, when you're looking at formation, you start crowding other people's positions. I grew up in an era, if I went into someone else's position, they'll tell you about it themselves, and we'd have a full-on argument on the pitch. But it's different now. He's running into different areas, but again, we're talking about goal scorers and him leading the line. He's up there with the best of them.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I just think as well, Emile, when you've been around as long as Harry's been around, and you was around for a long time as well, you start to become a villain, don't you? People want the new wave. We're in such a rush for the new young person that we don't appreciate what we've got right now.
And when it's talking about appreciation, we start appreciating when it's gone. And I think if Harry's come, and you'll say as well, Troy, you have eras while you're actually playing as well. So he's come into an era where he's doing really well, he's getting on the board, he's scoring goals, blah blah, and then it's a new era where now we don't need that now, but he's still scoring goals. Alan Shearer had it. Alan Shearer had a really bad, I think it was knee injury.
Yeah,
but still managed to score goals. He wasn't the player that runs in behind anymore. He wasn't the player that was taking players on anymore. He was, put it in the box and I'll score you goals still. I don't think we appreciate that side of it as well, because again, to still be relevant when the eras are changing is very, very tough. Because everyone's looking at you and saying you're a dinosaur. And we're talking about Harry Kane now and saying whether he should actually still be leading the line. Well, show me something better right now.
There isn't, and that's the thing.
Well, it's interesting as well when you talk about the villain, and I don't want to say this in terms of Harry Kane, but we've had a lot of people coming on saying he's the reason we didn't win the Euros because he didn't say, take me off, Gaffer, take me off. But ultimately, like you were saying, Troy, no player is really ever going to do that because you think at some point you may have an effect in the game, whether it is 60, 70, 80 minutes, whatever it is. And also people are comparing him and saying he's not a legend like Wayne Rooney is, like Steven Gerrard is. And I don't understand that either, because in terms of the international scene, what did they deliver?
Yeah, I think, sorry to interrupt you, Emile, I think it's too far. I think it's because the other guys won things at their club level that you can label that against them.
Yeah, that's true.
But I just think, and Emile can talk to this better than anybody. I just think we're in a position where there isn't much better. But I want to ask you this question. Let me reshape that. If you, as a player, me and you play for the same team, Emile, and I say to the gaffer, it's not going well for me, I don't want to play. You lose that dressing room forever, don't you? If I pull myself up.
I think so. I think so, because we're losing respect of you going into war with us, and that's why we look at it. We used to look at it anyway. We're going into battle together. We're going into war together. And if you're telling me that you're not ready to go to battle with me, that's a tough one to take. So I think, and no player will pull themselves out. And we've got to be honest. I play with arguably one of the best in Michael Owen. And as a manager, and I look at, and I've obviously coached a little bit now, so I kind of look at it differently. And I'll say, would I pull Michael Owen out? Would I pull 20 goals a season out of a game? No, because at any given time, he could score you a goal from nothing. He might be having the worst game ever, but he knows how to hit the back of the net. So we've got to look at that as well, because managers always think about that as well, and then they think about how many goals he scored against that team. But yeah, he'll get you one today. So we're always thinking at that psychological side as well.
Absolutely.
Emile, fascinating. Thank you for being with us this morning.
No
Legend,
problem.
mate.
Thank you for having me. Enjoy your day.
We've just had a text in. What did Rooney do? Is he not England's all-time top goal scorer? No, he isn't. That's Harry Kane. Wayne Rooney scored 53 goals in 120 appearances. Harry Kane, 66 in what now is 99 caps. So just in terms of goals alone, surely he's a legend.
Yeah, but you're doing that thing where you're trying to argue with an opinion.
I know, but that opinion is factually wrong.
I know.
Because Wayne Rooney is not the all-time top goal scorer for England.
I just think, like, look, Emile Heskey, when I was growing up, I didn't say it when he was on here, but that game against Germany, for example.
Oh, yeah. 5-1.
Yeah, him playing for Leicester and breaking onto sea. Him playing for, even though he did Villa and Blues and Liverpool, he was a monster. And we all used to go, oh, he's not as good as this person, or he's not as good as that. But he's a legend. He is a modern day legend. Yeah. And people will go, oh, no, but he's not as good. And we always try to go, he's not as good as the next thing.
Yeah.
But can he not just be bloody good? And we appreciate it.
Of course. And that's
what I don't think we do anymore.
No.
I think we just complain.
We just like to knock holes in people, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I get, based on this show, I've started to realise it.
Whoa. I was about to say
as
something
he
else.
points to the back there, the producers.
Yeah, let's blame the producers. They're the ones trying to get it going.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.